Welcome you all for this video. Here we'll discuss about the module 3, that is feedback amplifier and output stages and power amplifiers. In the first part we can divide it as feedback amplifiers, then the output stages, and last one is the power amplifier. Here in the first part we'll discuss about the what you mean by feedback, how it will be, and afterwards the properties of the feedback and types of the feedback. Here you can see the main thing is that how the feedback will be taken. The source will be here and the output that is across the load, and this one is the feedback network or beta, that is called as feedback factor. Xs is the input with source, Xi is the input with feedback. This is about your feedback voltage Xf, and this one is your output voltage. Okay, the input will be given from the source to the amplifier A, and then across the load we are measuring the output, and some of the voltage will be taking as a feedback to this feedback factor or the network. Then again it will be fed back to the input. Okay, here we will obtain the two types of the gain. One is gain without feedback, that is normal A. Okay, and next one is gain with feedback, AF. All of you know, always the gain with feedback will be more compared to the gain without feedback. And this is all about the theory that will be explaining how it will be, what is the Xi, Xs and Xf, X0, all those things. Okay, again here if you are observing, the first one is output voltage we are measuring, that is X0 with feedback AXI. Normally A will be written as output voltage divided by input voltage. Similarly here output voltage is X0, input voltage is Xi. Just cross multiplying, X0 will be equal to AXI. Okay, and also the feedback factor will be written as Xf will be equal to beta X0. Okay, now we'll come for the input voltage, overall input voltage Xi. You can see the summation here in the diagram, hence we can use Xs minus Xf. Xs is the source voltage, that is the main overall voltage Xs. Xf is the feedback voltage that will be provided from the feedback network. Okay, hence the input voltage to this feedback, the amplifier Xi will be equal to the source voltage minus the feedback voltage. That's how we will write Xi equal to Xs minus Xf. Okay, and after by using the some multiplication and some mathematical equation, we will obtain AF equal to A divided by 1 plus A beta. This is very much important. This equation is very much important. The feedback gain with feedback AF equal to A divided by 1 plus A beta. Okay, that you should have to remember. Okay, again AF is the, what is the AF? AF is the gain with feedback, and A is only the gain without feedback, or you can call it as open loop gain. Okay, and this beta is called as feedback network. Combiningly this A beta will be called as loop gain. Okay, this is simple concept in the feedback amplifier. Okay, that is with respect to the equation they have derived, how you are obtaining the AF equal to A divided by 1 plus A beta. Again by taking the output voltage, feedback voltage, and the input voltage after that feedback, all those things, and some simple mathematical equation. Okay, if you see, you can observe and you can find out the equation AF equal to A divided by 1 plus A beta. That AF is nothing but feedback with gain. Okay, that is AF can be written as overall output voltage divided by the overall input voltage. Okay, that's how we can obtain. That's why Xf can be written as, the feedback voltage can be written as AB divided by 1 plus A beta into Xs. Okay, here again Xs is the source voltage, Xf is the feedback voltage. Okay, and then next afterwards with an example they have given this one, and also some derivations. Don't bother about these derivations, just they have given the formulas AF, A, all those things, just substitute, you will find the answer. Okay, this is all about the problematic, just solve that problem, you can understand. Next coming for the properties. Okay, some properties of the negative feedback. Here these properties are very much important for the point of examination. Just remember the properties: gate desensitivity, bandwidth extension, noise reduction, reduction in nonlinear distortion. Okay, Here if you are using the negative feedback, it will decrease the sensitivity. Okay, that is the gain desensitivity by using the negative feedback. Here I have explained with some taking the numerical values. That is the open loop gain, that is A equal to 10 power 4, it will reduce by 20%. Whether in case of closed loop gain, it will reduce 0.025 percentage. Okay. Again, this will be explained with the derivations. Some of the derivations will be taken, that is by using the differentiation method, all those things. And you should have to concentrate about the theory part here. This would be useful. And then again, the last one, this point is very much important. Okay, you should have to remember these things. Okay, and this 1 plus a beta, this is called as desensitivity factor. You should have to remember the first point, it will reduce, that is the desensitivity factor is important. That is one of the important parameters in the negative feedback. This is the first one. Next, coming for the bandwidth extension. Okay, in that bandwidth extension, you should have to draw these two diagrams. That is the gain without feedback, and second one is gain with feedback. This is only A, not AF. This is only A. Okay, in the first one, gain without feedback, you can see the bandwidth is less. Okay, how will find out the bandwidth? The higher frequency minus lower frequency, you will obtain the bandwidth. Okay, if you observe the bandwidth in both the cases, without feedback and with feedback, the bandwidth will be more in with feedback only. Okay, hence it will shows that it will increase the bandwidth. That is nothing but your second property, bandwidth extension. Okay, and by using these two diagrams, you can explain. If you and also all of you know about this is the maximum value of the gain, then afterwards minus 3 dB, where it will cut the 3 dB line, that will be higher frequency, and this will be lower frequency. That is FH minus FL will give the bandwidth. Okay, that is a similarly the another example will be with feedback, and after we can compare the gain will, that is the bandwidth will be more in the with feedback only. Okay, that will be explained in the next one with an example. Okay, just the values will be given, just substitute, you can find out the gain with feedback and without feedback, then afterwards bandwidth. Okay, the third one, noise reduction, that is the third important parameter of the feedback amplifier. It will reduce the noise. Obviously, if it want to reduce the noise, the SNR should be more. Okay, that is the signal to noise ratio should be more. Okay, for example, if SNR is more than any value, then obviously the signal will be more than the noise ratio, that is a noise. Hence, always make sure that SNR will be more in a feedback amplifier. Okay, this is normally we are using an amplifier, we are providing the input and we are obtaining the output. Here the noise will be more. To clarify that, that is to reduce the noise, we are using one more amplifier to compensate, that is to make a constant output voltage. We are using this so that it will maintain the constant SNR ratio that they have explained in this diagram. Okay, and last one, again some examples, the direct formulas will be given. Last one is reduction in nonlinear noise. It will reduce the nonlinear distortion by using those parameters. Again, they have given the example AF1, all those things you should have to remember. This important note will be there, you should have to remember this important note. Okay, this is all about the 4 important parameters of the feedback amplifiers that you should have to remember. The next one is the 4 basic feedback topologies. We'll discuss in the next video.